Hey everyone, welcome back to another video on my thoughts on movies and stuff. Today's video, as all videos during Spooky Thoughts, is requested by a viewer. American Psycho. A wealthy New York City investment banking executive, Patrick Bateman, hides his alternate psychopathic ego from his coworkers and friends as he delves deeper and deeper into his violent and psychopathic hedonistic tendencies. Now the guys have prepped their killer looks. And boy, do they look amazing. But before I hand them the knife, why don't you go ahead and like, subscribe, and hit the bell to be notified about every time we upload. Or don't, unless you'd like me to visit you. Hold on subscribing? Very good. Let's get on with the show. American Psycho. Wow, that was something. Pretty good, right? Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely an enjoyable watch. There's also the discussion of if everything he did mattered at all because, was it real or not? I don't think it was real. I think his fantasies had gotten the best of him, and then his grip on reality just took a massive nosedive. I think so too, because otherwise there's a lot of explaining that a lot of people have to do. This guy might be the worst murderer I've ever seen. He was incredibly reckless, I will say. And all the red flags were there. Anybody who is that rude to customer service staff deserves to be on a watch list. There's also the way he treated women. That man did not deserve his wife. She was a real sweetheart. Also, points for Reese Witherspoon. Who doesn't love Reese Witherspoon? Obviously, extra points for Reese Witherspoon. I found a lot of his decisions to be intriguing, though. Oh, really? Yeah, well, as any cog in the capitalist machine with a corner office would, he insults people to their face, but he's also quite subliminal. Oh, like how he pretends to be on a call when Norman Osborn walks in. And forces him to have a beverage, even though the detective said on multiple occasions that he really didn't want it. Shows no regard for what he might want. And it also creates this illusion that makes it look like he's in control. Which he really wasn't. Honestly, he didn't even have control of himself. It's important to note, though, that he cried over the people he thought he killed. Oh, yeah, he totally cried in his office like a big baby. Did he feel remorse? Is he scared of jail? Scared of losing all of his things? I think he's a lot more normal than he realizes. He says he doesn't feel anything beyond greed and disgust. But he clearly felt guilt and a ludicrous amount of jealousy. Oh my God, he's so jealous. He's so jealous that he doesn't realize that he doesn't have to keep up with the Joneses. He's richer than the Joneses. And it needs to be said, if he did do the things that we think he didn't do, the people he did it to are quite dumb. Oh, they were so dumb. Listen, Bruce Wayne might be an asshole, but he was nothing if not honest. And psychotic. I don't know if it's because he's surrounded by a bunch of tools wearing fancy suits just like him, but he'd openly say to them the things he was thinking of doing or wanted to do to them, and they all just ignored him. You could say that those things he said were also in his head, that they were real. It's an interesting commentary on how the rich only care about themselves and their investments, to the point where they're willing to let a serial killer walk amongst them in wolf's clothing. It's not just the rich who are ignorant. Money makes everyone ignorant. Case in point, Christy the Prosy. Christy the bloody Prosy. I know we think that Bateman didn't, all the people he thinks he did, but in the case of what he did to Christy and that other girl, sorry, I forget her name, I really feel like that happened. Because she says that the last time she went with him, she had to go to the emergency room. And yet she got into his car again. Nobody needs money like that. Nobody. She's dumb enough to willingly throw herself into the Squid Game. Yeah, I don't know what she was thinking. If she was thinking at all. But all in all, I think I kind of get him. What? I do. Look at the opening sequence. Patrick Bateman takes us through his entire morning and beauty routine. Who else do you know that does that kind of stuff and then turns out to be a serial killer or a predator in the long run? I don't know. Beauty YouTubers, guy one. Beauty YouTubers. Think about it. Patrick Bateman is going through creative suppression because YouTube hasn't been invented yet. How is that anywhere near each other? Patrick Bateman works on Wall Street. Beauty YouTubers work out of their homes and talk to a camera. They literally talk to their audience. And who do you think Bateman is talking to? Oh my God. There it is. Does that mean that beauty tubers are predators and murderers? But I don't know, guys. What do you think? Was American Psycho a chilling tale, or was it hard to follow and a bit of a mess? I think that American Psycho is an excellent idea that was handled in a very eloquent way. The film also has excellent performances from everyone, from Christian Bale and Willem Dafoe to Chloe Sevigny, and I hope I'm saying her name right. Here's the thing though, I don't like Patrick Bateman. And I guess that I'm not supposed to, but I really don't. I don't even think he's that good a serial killer. Honestly, I think I like Ghostface more than I like Patrick. Ghostface can teleport. Who doesn't like teleporting? Another thing is, Patrick made a lot of mistakes that I think the police would definitely catch on, which also fortifies in my head the idea that everything that happened just happened in his head and wasn't real. You can't just drag a dead body through a hotel lobby. You can't. Somebody's gonna ask a question. Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 69%. Nice. And IMDb gave it a deserved 7.6 out of 10. It's almost an 8. It's actually very impressive. Listen, it looks great. It's an interesting story. It's an excellent idea. And if it wasn't Spooky Thoughts, I'd easily give this film a 3.7 out of 5. But since it is Spooky Thoughts, and it's all about how scared I got, I was not scared at any point. So, in terms of Spooky Thoughts, I'm afraid to say that it's getting a 1 out of 5. I do want to note though that I think that was very deliberate. A lot of the film feels dry and plain and in your face. For example, these murders aren't done to feel like these spectacles, like these horrific tragedies as they do in other horror movies. They're very in your face and they're very matter of fact, and I think that that's deliberate. Just wanted to say that, just in case you know that I know. I'm just making sure you know that I know. But that's all from me, guys. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell to be notified about every time we upload. After that, visit our Patreon and let us hold $1. And as always, a massive thank you goes to our Patreon bros, whose name you can see on screen right now. Thank you so much for believing in our content. We really appreciate your assistance. Thank you so much. The last video for Spooky Thoughts this year is going to be on Orphan, so be sure to stop by next Thursday so you can check it out. And again, try and stay alive. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.